Alright, Shalom. Let's start off with giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, the bonus to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. And salutations to you, brothers, to the four corners of the earth, teaching his word in truth and sincerity. Alright, stumbled across one of my old books, Wonders of the World. And I would like to get into, this one is on about the Machu Picchu. Alright, and this is going to be part one. You know, there's about a few more stories I want to get into of this book. All right, now we know this is located in Peru in South America, which people will be called down there where they like to go by are the Incas. Now from Argentina to Chile, okay, you come from the tribe of Nefertari. And from Colombia to Uruguay, you come from the tribe of Asher. You are the biblical Israelites. You can take heed or don't take heed, but you are the biblical Israelites. Y'all just going by a proverb and a byword, which is known the Incas. Okay, I'm gonna show you, right? Oh, this is what they built. The Incan Empire. Okay, this is one of many before it got destroyed by who? The goddamn devil, which is you Edomites, the so-called white man. Alright. I just want to read about about a paragraph. It's not very long, so I just want to touch on it real briefly and pull out two scriptures. Without further ado, it says the Machu Picchu. It says situated 2,430 meters, 7,970 feet above sea level, hidden in a dense Peruvian rainforest between the two summits of Huayna Picchu and Machu Picchu, after which the city was named, are the ancient ruins often referred to as the lost city of the Incas. Swathed in the mist and surrounded by jagged peaks, the fabulous and majestic city is a reminder of achievements of the Incan people. Machu Picchu was built in the height of the Incan Empire around 1415 AD. Unfortunately, the city was not destined to be inhabited for long. It was believed that by 1572, the entire population was wiped out by a smallpox epidemics. Let me start right there. Now, how was this so? Who else got almost wiped out by the smallpox epidemic? Okay, the Native Americans over here in the Americas, all right, which they will be called the tribe of Gad, which are Israelites as well. But the so-called white man also hit them with the smallpox. Alright, and it started in where? Fort Pitt, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's when our brothers, had them surrounded, and Esau, being a serpent with his smooth tongue, handed them blankets and gave them smallpox so they can take their land. Alright, because the white man is the devil. Alright, you Edomites. Let's continue on. It says that it was believed by the 1572 the entire population was wiped out by a smallpox epidemic brought to Peruvian shores by conquering Spanish forces, which are Edomites as well. Alright. Although the conquistadors subdued much of the Incan culture and routinely defaced or destroyed the temples and sacred stones and indigenous people, it is not thought they ever reached Machu Picchu, as many of the original buildings remain undamaged. So, let's go into that a little bit. So, how was the Inca Empire destroyed? So-called white man came over here and gave them their diseases, which was the smallpox. All right, more than likely killed off the men, which most of them before they, because you know pretty much they fought back, enslaved a lot of them, killed the women or kids unless they enslaved them as well, and that's how they were wiped out. All right, they took their land from them, enslaved who they can, and killed who fought back. All right, so all you natives out there, okay, which we like to call you Spanish speaking, Latin speaking tribes, you were the first on the slave ships. All right, you were getting hauled off to Spain. Back Christopher Columbus, all right, what they like to call him, and the other Portugal and Spanish and Italian explorers, what they like to say, you know, but conquerors, as I know them by, okay, because they conquer and destroyed my people. All right, but y'all were the first on them slave ships. All right, let me get a scripture, because a lot of y'all out there think that this just happened to the Negroes. All right, or I'll say the tribe of I'll say the Southern Kingdom. All right, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, Judah the Negroes, Benjamin the West Indians, and Levi the Haitians. No, it happened to you Northern Kingdom as well. And y'all was getting slaughtered. You know, so-called white man was putting hell on y'all, and y'all tried this day to be just like the so-called white man when he hates you. All right, well, I'm gonna get back on topic. Let's get the scripture. John 10:10 it says, "The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy." That's right. All right, the so-called white man is the thief. All right, he comes with the sword. It's nothing but kill and to destroy, just like he said, to destroy the temples that they had. All right, that's what he does. That's in his nature. His blessing was the sword and the fatness of the earth. All right, so when they came out of that their dark ages and their period when it was, you know, when we had them in subjection, they came out of that fierce, man. They came out of that real fierce, man. Putting payback on Israel, you know. Let me get Revelation, right? Verse 8. Revelation 6:8, it says, "And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him." Right? That pale horse represents Esau, okay, which is you so-called white people. It says his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. Right? Okay, because wherever the so-called white man goes, wherever he lands his feet, okay, he destroys. All right, wherever he goes, that's why his name is Death and hell follows him. You know, just give me one place in the world where the so-called white man went and he did not destroy it. Just one place. That's all I'm asking for is one. Where did this man go where he didn't destroy it, where he did not make that land and the inhabitants of that land a desolate wilderness? You probably cannot name one, because I don't know one. Wherever that man goes, hell follows him. Okay? Wherever he goes. Okay, because all he knows how to do is use his sword. Okay? Speak with a serpent-like tongue. You know, come over and act like, you know, he's at peace with you, but he's really trying to kill you. And a lot of times, that's what he did coming over to all these different lands. All right, get Psalms Psalms 50, verse 20. And it reads, no, 55, verse 20. It says, He have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He have broken his covenant. That's right. Alright. You know, when he probably was coming to these lands, and I know for sure when it came to the Americas, the Gadites, which are the so-called Native Americans, which they call today, try to be at peace with him. They helped him out in all these different various things. You know, but what? He broke the covenant. He said, oh, we just want to chill in this little bit of part of land right here. You know, we won't mean you no harm. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever serpent-like tongue thing he said. And then when he caught the Gad, you know, sleep for a say, or off guard, he what? Broke his covenant and destroyed him. Alright? It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. That's right. So the whole time while he was, you know, speaking peace, he was plotting to kill. You know? And if he did it over here in North America, why wouldn't he do it in South America? To our other brothers scattered a portion that was just, you know, on a Southern America. Alright, but the point is that in this area that my Israelite brothers and sisters were you know, inhabiting, so-called white man came and killed them off. Now I'm gonna give you a little testimony just real quick. When I was in school younger, they taught us about the Incas, the Mayans, and the Aztecs. Okay, but all they said was, you know, for some strange reason they died off. And I was always, even growing up, I was always wondering about them. I always wonder, I'm like, well, what happened to the Incas? What happened to the Mayans? What happened to the Aztecs? That was always my thought. You know, but now I come to the truth and think about it, it was like, well, it was your spirit continuing asking you this question, what happened to them? Because they were my brothers and sisters. All right? They were part of what? The Israelite family. So I always inquired in my mind about them. Because when we were taught, it just wasn't adding up. And now that I'm in this truth, I have the answers. Okay, through the spirit and power by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Alright, but you know, got off topic. Okay, so back on, you know, just reading about the Machu Picchu, okay, which was inhabited by the Israelites. Tribe of Nefertali. Alright, from Ecuador down to Chile. Says the purpose of the citadel is much argued over. Some scholars believe it belonged to the Incan Emperor Pachacuti and served as his mountain retreat, while other theories speculate that may have been an archaeological center testing the viability of different crops, as the size of location of terraces and Machu Picchu are only suitable for smaller scale farming. Since the remains of the citadel are split between urban and agricultural sections with a wall separating the two. The agricultural area is terraced, which not only provided more accessible farmland to the inhabitants, but also protection. Potential attackers would have to climb up the high walls, leaving themselves vulnerable. The main buildings of the urban section are built in the classic Incan style called ashlar. The Incans used polished, uniformly shaped stones and slotted them together without the use of mortar. They were undoubted experts in technique, and the buildings in the center of the city are so perfectly constructed that not even a blade of grass can be pushed between the stones. Right, okay? Because the Heavenly Father has put in our characteristics of the Israelites to be at the best at whatever we do. So we were able to build all these great cities. We were able to build these pyramids. Even though we was forced in Egypt, we was able to build and do these great things. without messing up the damn planet. All right. Here it is. Esau has all this technology, right? And the whole planet, the whole earth is polluted by him. But he's supposed to be so smart. Okay, he's just nothing but a base dummy, thriving off the greed, the bloodshed, and the sword in his hand. That's it. And he's soon about to be took out of power. Thus saith the Bible. Alright? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the fall of it. Alright? The Israelites. Alright? And we're going to rule this earth in righteousness. Okay? All this wickedness and all this pollution is going to be put out. Alright? Starting with you, the so-called white man. Alright? But, you know, we was the salt of the earth, building all these things. So we are able to go to different places and to adapt to the environment and, you know, get the building or, you know, get the working or do whatever we got to do to survive. Alright? It says the 140 remaining structures include temples, sanctuaries, parks, thatched houses, and fountains. Machu Picchu also has an Intihuatana stone, often referred to as the hitching post. I know I said that wrong. It says the hitching post of the sun. Historians believe that these stones were thought to tie the sun to the earth. Alright, so that's basically it on that on this quick lesson. Alright, you know, but I hope this was edifying, you know, about the Machu Picchu. You know, it doesn't go into too much detail, but it went in what I wanted to cover. Alright, basically on how the Incas, you know, they didn't just disappear, they didn't just die off. You know, that's not their biblical name. They're here on earth today, but what happened to them was the so-called white man went over there, raped, robbed, and murdered and enslaved them. Okay, that's the true story of what happened to them. Alright, and what you brothers and sisters over there in that area, alright, in South America, need to wake up, alright, and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You are the biblical Israelites. Alright, hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.